Is there something strange sleeping in your bed? Who you gonna call?
Probably not the Ghostbusters, considering how much they blow up walls and stuff.
Wouldn't it be better if you could suck the ghost instead? Wait, hang on. But when you got an entire mansion filled with ghosts, there's only one person you can call.
Luigi, the underdog of Mario, and constant capturer of all kinds of spooky spirits.
But there's one spooky spirit in particular that won't go down without a fight.
Can Luigi survive Spooky's Jumpscare mansion?
So, for the sake of this argument, Luigi does not have access to the wide variety of power-ups he's used over the years. It's solely the Green Thunder himself and the items he has in the Luigi's Mansion games. But that being said, Luigi ain't a pushover.
At some point in between all his various adventures, Luigi ended up getting an odd letter saying he had won a imaginary contest. Naturally, ignoring how this is literally the oldest scam in the book, he'd go with Mario to this mansion to see what it was like.
Unfortunately, he was met with a mansion full of ghosts, the news that his brother was kidnapped, and some geriatric old fart named Professor E. Dad. Now, Elvin here was studying these guys, but his old age proved detrimental to his skills. So now it was up to player 2 to step up and be number 1 with the new contraption, the Poltergust.
He's had 3 main vacuums throughout the series. The first one being the Poltergust 3000, which can use a flashlight to stun ghosts before capturing them by continuously sucking them off. He was also able to use it to manipulate the elements after sucking up some medallions, most notably getting control over fire, water, and ice. The way ice is separate from water, it's literally frozen water.
But the element Luigi has the best control of is electricity, because he doesn't need the vacuum to pull it off. After some training from the God of Thunder, Luigi learned the Thunder Hand, now having the ability to electrocute anybody in Kingdom Come.
Later, in a massive hotel that was slowly ripping off Persona 3, he'd upgrade to the Poltergust G00.
You're probably wondering what happened to the Poltergust 4000. They turned it into a go-kart.
It also does basically the same things the others did, just now Luigi remembered he can get better results by slamming ghosts into the ground. Also, it can shoot plungers, which are useful.
Now, all this busting has led him to getting some very sticky substance. So much, in fact, EGA was able to assemble it into its own living mass. Introducing Gooigi. Gooigi is Luigi, but gooey, see? He can do the same things Luigi can do, but can stick to things, can go through gaps and bars, and can respawn when it's destroyed. The only downside is that Luigi is weak to water, so he'd probably only be visible with Black Light after that.
Luigi has also shown himself to be a skilled fighter even when he's not dealing with ghosts. He's cartoony enough to survive being flattened, can move fast enough to make actor images and run on water, and can just punch souls himself if he wants to, so I guess the vacuum is just a formality. He's also strong enough to kick entire castles and even erase them from fucking existence. What the fuck?
His main weakness is that he's like my coworkers because he's scared of practically everything. And even then, that doesn't stop him, because he furrows his brow and charges in anyways. Maybe deep down, busting makes him feel good. For as long as you can remember, legends have been told about the derelict mansion upon the hill that casts a blanket of darkness over the town. The history of the house is virtually unknown, and even the town's oldest residents cannot remember this mansion's origins. Being an avid history enthusiast, you embark up on the mountain and visit the manor, hoping to shed some light on the backstory of this crumbling fortress of darkness.
Man, Junji Ito wishes he could create something as creepy as this.
This is spooky. She is not spooky. Are you confused yet? Essentially, the backstory is that her dad used his pro-gamer instincts on accident and tried to bring his daughter back afterwards. Unfortunately, people seem to forget that using dark arts to resurrect someone will, in fact, leave the spirit visibly deranged compared to when they were alive.
Now corrupted, Spooky would end up creating an evil mansion to spook anyone who comes in, with the intention of creating an ultimate ghost army to take over the world. Fortunately, her father had contained a variety of specimens, which were other malevolent spirits which she would take control over to join her army.
Specimen 2 is a giant mass of green goop that plans on ripping you limb from limb. It can fly, regenerate, and its goop slows it down. Specimen 4 is a female spirit who causes flashing effects, can phase through practically anything, and seems to be a fan of war. Specimen 6 is a puppet who pulls a 073 and chases you when you're not looking at him. Look on the plus side, you'll find out how to get to Sesame Street after you die.
Specimen 8 is an evil-eared deer guy who will attempt to assimilate you into itself from its cabin in the woods. Specimen 9 is a floating head that looks suspiciously like that Godzilla creepypasta that even Spooky herself is scared of. And Specimen 10 is the sussy and
Stop posting about Among Us! I'm tired of hearing it! Right. The mansion itself is endless, with infinite rooms that are always changing. The only real way to escape is to make it past 1,000 doors and fight Specimen 9, which will convert into a much more humanoid form and even be a big pain. And even after that, Spooky will kill you anyway and force you to join her ghost army. And that's if you're lucky. Most people either get trapped forever, not dying tragically enough, or become specimens themselves, doomed to walk the corridors they ventured first in the first place.
So yeah, this mansion of jump scares is indeed pretty spooky.
Oh, Mario, what are we doing this time?
Like I said, Luigi, Bowser has kidnapped the princess, so we gotta save her from his creepy castle.
Mario? I don't think that's Bowser's castle.
Oh, calm down, Luigi, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Hello, I am Spooky.
Holy ravioli! It's a haunted mansion!
Oh, hell no, I'm out of here.
What?
Well, Luigi, every time we've landed in a haunted mansion with man-made holes beyond my comprehension, I always end up getting kidnapped and thrown into a portrait. You're on your own, man.
Can I do my thing now? Hello, I am Spooky. Can you humble play?
She's B-U-S-T-E-D, she is busted.
While the various specimens were all certainly powerful creatures, they all run into the same issue as most horror monsters, in that what we've seen them target are just normal humans with axes. Luigi, on the other hand, is a bit more than what they could reliably take down, given his more cartoony limits. They could certainly make Luigi freak out a bit, but, well, that doesn't tend to do the monsters in his own world much good, so...
Spooky herself was godlike, with reality-warping powers and control over all supernatural in her domain. The problem is that Luigi not only ready to defeat someone with these exact same powers, King Boo, but Spooky herself never really goes into the fray. More often than not, she's just sitting in her room watching the events unfold while eating some popcorn. Not to mention many gimmicks the specimens have Luigi has accounted for. Specimen 6 is a typical Boo for Luigi. Luigi is a good countermeasure for Specimen 2. Specimen 13 is a mermaid and Luigi can just run on water. Luigi's best chance of losing would be against specimens that cause visual disturbances. But even then, Luigi has gone through way trippier things before. And there's no scaling the versus wiki could put that can possibly a roof falling would kill Luigi of all people.
Speaking of stats, we really didn't bring them up much, and that's because it paints a very clear picture. Luigi can keep up with being capable of destroying galaxies and universes and move massively faster than light. Neither of these are things Spooky could reasonably scale into without going into mental gymnastics in regards to her lore. Even the fact that the mansion's potential infinite in size is something that wouldn't surpass Luigi's stat lines. Literally, the first game in his series involved him being in an infinitely looping castle at the end.
This fiction fight belongs to Luigi.